Hi everyone, before we start the video today, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post a video. I do. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Kick-Ons. My name is Art Simone and this week our extra special guest is Ruby Slippers.
Hello.
How you going?
I'm good and gorgeous. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It is my special day today.
You're looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's really a dress for every occasion.
Yeah, I really like just, bundle them all up together, multi-purpose.
Bundle is the imagery I'm getting, yes.
Toilet roll doll.
You coming to Kick-Ons?
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us your promo, all right?
Oh, I was going to ask for my pronouns. Very modern of you, Art. I'm a burlesque and drag artist with so many cameras to choose from, and that's because I'm a busy bisexual. I have so many options out there. I'm a performer, MC, never going to be asked back on this show again. Costume maker sometimes, and a shenanigan lover.
So you're a busy biatch.
Busy bisexual.
New merch idea maybe? Busy bisexual.
Yes, but it's just blur because I'm running.
So what were your thoughts of episode 1? Who did you like? Who were you not so vibing with?
I'm in love with the Booch. She's a good time gal.
Like most of the world is, because I've been watching since the episode has come out, the vibes and seeing what people are liking, and they are falling in love with the Booch.
Yeah, she's like giving that Aussie underdog energy. She doesn't take herself too seriously, and we love that.
Yeah, she may look a bit rough, but she's got a heart of gold.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Ivory Glaze from Rupaul's Drag Race Down Under Season 3. And I've got a message for you, Art Simone. Bitch, I do shit drag. There you go. Thank you. Case closed. Goodbye. Anyways, love you. Enjoy Kick-Ons.
Before we start though, I'm thirsty.
I'm parched.
Yeah, so I think it's time we brought in our tradie of the season, the official tro. Come on in.
Oh, God.
Fill me up, Scotty. All right.
Oh, I brought a bottle with me, actually. I saw the glorified Cotty's cordial you were drinking last week.
I just... Oh. That was so close to my face today, you fuckhead. All right, thank you.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Oh, that is quite elegant of you.
Yeah, I'm an elegant lady. Thanks, Troy.
There you go. Oh, cheers, doll. Cheers. So here we go. All right.
Hang on, no. Well, I'm going to interrupt. I realised that you don't have
Oh!
A ruby slippers scarf.
Oh, an accessory?
To hang on your line. I know. I'm interrupting.
That's good.
I'm interrupting this broadcast to just hang on.
Can we get the tradie of the season, please? Tradie
I was
of the
just going to
season.
ASMR it.
Yep, in front of the cameras again.
Anyway, I got you this to hang on your line if you like, or wear it. There you go. Sorry. Again, I just hijacked things to talk about me.
Today's episode is brought to you by Mary's Poppin, Adelaide's premier drag club. It is my favourite venue in Australia to shimmy my nutty on stage for my adoring fans. Plus, it's queer-owned and operated. Thanks, Mary's. Oh, but before we start, it's now time for our disclaimer. The following short-form internet video is for entertainment purposes only. We're here to live, breathe, eat, and shit drag. Everything we say is all in good spirits, so don't be a dickhead to any of the queens, okay? Okay! Okay, Drag Race Down Under, episode 2. We've just lost Amal.
Someone's always got some somewhere.
Yeah, she did really well. She didn't. She went home. That was a lie.
She won some hearts. Not there for a long time, but a good time, and left a beautiful legacy, I thought.
Everyone walks back in after elimination. They're all kind of looking at the mirror. They're all a bit miserable. Poor Ivory has no idea what it says. It says something about loosening up. Let loose.
Yes, good.
Yada, yada, yada. Next day, walk into the workroom, right, ready for a new time. There seems to be a bit of a drama happening between Ivory and Floor/Hollywood.
Yes, some of the larger personalities, and Ivory is not feeling as vibrant.
And she's like, yeah, you really did, spook me last week, So Ivory's solution is that she's now going to do two things.
The two pillars of our community.
Yes, to stand out better in drag in this competition, she's going to be louder
and
act more gay.
Gay.
So,
I wish she would.
That's not the only two things that make someone talented.
They may not even be in my top 10.
No. I feel like that should have been an inner thought, not an outer thought. I thought she really thought she'd come up with something then. She was spooked being in the bottom last week. The little lizard brain inside is going like,
Yes.
oh, you need to stand out, you can do something.
Not le inner saboteur. No.
Said saboteur has decided to knock on the door. Rita's also getting a little bit of flack from the girls because her outfit wasn't covered in rainbows.
Oh, gay man flag.
Gay man flag.
Who I think was like a fabulous like singer in the 1940s. He was soundtrack by Gay Man Flag.
It was gay man flag.
It was Gay Man Flag.
Their runway list, the description for Under the Rainbow actually said you the pride flag, but you could also pay homage to any flag. You could basically do what you wanted.
Yeah,
It
any
meant
of
something
the-
to you. I wish they'd explained that for us in the previous episode, because now it looks like Rita did something wrong.
Yes.
When she didn't actually.
Yeah.
So I will pay that back to Rita. I'm sorry for saying that your dress wasn't rainbow, but it was still ugly, so I still would have shitted it. So
What are you doing for the gays today?
Oh,
Are you being
no.
loud enough for the gays today?
Gay man flag. If you want to see all the bits that we cut out of this episode, make sure you head on over to our Patreon for You're Cooked, because you are. All right, so hello. Miss Rupaul walks in. She's got a spotlight on her. She's stepping down the stage and she says, photo shoot time, mini challenge.
Just when you thought the selfie stick had died, RuPaul is there to reinvigorate their career. Sales have gone up.
That was probably Rue's personal selfie stick. She is definitely someone that owns one. I just know it. When we filmed Drag Race, she was on like an iPhone like 5 or 6 with like a little leather case on it, and she was trying to get
like the wallet case
Yes.
with all your
It was-
accoutrement
it was
in there.
heaven.
Yes,
So
on
it
like a
wouldn't be
wall,
out of
like a
this-
belt clip
Yeah.
as well.
And it had like an I voted sticker on it and just like some other paraphernalia. So I don't think it would be on her to also own a selfie stick.
Bit of gadgetry.
Yes. The girls get in quick drag. They get in bed with two of our fabulous pit crew members. Sean is back again, everyone. Sean is back.
Thanks, Sean.
He didn't speak this time, which was for the best, but we are just happy.
Not being loud and gay enough. Come on. I mean, I'm learning. Gabs is pulling faces and being a silly goose, and we love that. Isis came in just in like the piss yellow hair and was just being like, gorgeous Gaga
She
on
was
the
also
bed.
in her latex, so, that's all is in
Yeah.
with the same world. You can just, shower her down afterwards.
Mama, that's pissy.
And of course, Floor is like Dora the Explorer.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what is going on. I love it. I don't know if they cleared the rights for that.
When
but-
we use the community and try to like distance ourselves from having interest in children's fucking things, and
I don't know how she got this approved, because for Snatch Game, you can't do characters for the licensing reasons behind it.
Dora the Adventurer.
Bumper walks in. She's got her wig down to here.
The shaggy bangs and the Tina Turner dress.
And I'll tell you what, Bumper strikes me as someone that may have rolled around the bed as a drag queen with a man or two. So I
Yeah.
think that little tip of having the fringe right down to the nose is actually something she may have done before.
You should know better than to wear a bugle bead in bed, though. That is like glass is just going to shard and splinter on you. So they're all feeling their empowered boudoir photo shoot
Yeah.
fantasy, which in the burlesque world we're very familiar with.
You were saying it was interesting how some of them didn't all go into being submissive bottoms within the bed.
Yes, Ivana
Yeah.
just like takes top position. I'm like,
Yep.
get it, girl.
Yep, I wonder if that was a little window into the bed boudoir with a neat
I was
wiglet.
thinking that. Yeah.
With some of the queens, their snapshot is like a camera like screenshot.
Yes.
But then we start to see some of the images that actually came from the iPhone.
yeah.
And
With the selfie stick.
With the
iPhone
selfie
with the
stick.
selfie stick.
and for the first time, we see the roof of the shed. No shame. No, they don't care. It's just in there. So in the background of all the shots is like the silver, the corrugated iron.
The seagull shit.
Yeah, the slats. Well,
You never see the roof of the Kick-On studios.
well, that's because ours is beautifully soundproof, and we're actually on a soundstage in the Docklands. So
It is. It's
that's-
you hear the ships and the
Yeah,
docks and
yeah.
the.
Yeah, they film Thank God You're Here just in the studio over. The girls assemble and the winner is announced as Gabriella Bucci.
The Booch.
Which I think she did well, but I feel like some of the other girls, I mean, Dora was like the funniest to me, but I also don't know what Rue was looking for. Like, what was the criteria?
Who of us does?
No. She kind of looked the same as she normally does. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was Gabriella Cannon. You know.
I don't know. Maybe she should just do quick drag from
Yeah,
now
maybe
on.
she just spend a little less time.
I know. She did say last episode that she was the only girl that swapped her face between the performance and the runway. Could you tell?
I'll have a second look. I'll go back and look. There's so many things,
Gabriella
lots of
Bucci, I love
colours
you.
and-
Think smarter, not harder. All right. You could have had a nap then.
Oh, big sit.
Yeah. Oh, big shit.
Yeah.
I remember sitting next to Karen one week, and she fully took it all off, bashed out a new face, boom. I was like, how did you do that?
Wow.
Wow, yeah. But the funny thing, she took it all off to then do her like crying at the races look, where she was like weeping and there was mascara smeals everywhere. I was like, you could have just done that with the first one.
Let's go back in time and tell her.
It wouldn't surprise me if Gabriella won that jewelry, sold it just so she could make some more friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Which I would also like to let everyone know, Gabriella Bucci, I worked with her on Friday, and she gifted me custom friendship bracelets, of which I forgot to put on today.
Very meaningful gift. Wow.
No, I love them. I left them by the door. Rupaul goes, all right, look at your surroundings, because, babes, we're going to Muriel's wedding, but you need to be using Muriel's bedding. It's the sewing challenge.
Yes. Unusual materials challenge.
So they scramble, grab all their fabrics. When you're looking at the set, what do your eyes go to? Because to me, it was all ugly as hell.
You noticed. I did too. I would definitely be drawn to things with a bit of luster or shine or body. There was a lot of white cotton, Anco's finest from Kmart.
What do you think the thread count
kind
was?
of fantasy? None. I think it's just kind of like a plastic sheet.
Yeah,
a lot of white cotton, so anything with a bit of luster or shine or any kind of life would be great.
Yeah, we kind of had some interesting prints, some fur.
Oh, actually, the purple plush would have been a bit of fun. If you know how to use it.
I feel like that is the only fabric that stood out amongst all the others. And that's why I can understand someone like Hollywood went and grabbed it. Because
point
it
of
did,
difference, yeah.
Yeah. But if you're inexperienced and you don't know.
Oh, cutting fur, sewing fur, faux fur, all bad news on Drag Race. Honestly, the red velvet backboard is quite
Well,
pretty.
I thought they were going to grab that, but they're probably told they weren't allowed to.
Yeah, a bit. Got to give that back to the prop hire shop.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Want their deposit back.
Oh, there was that duvet that Floor fought for. And I'm watching this fight happen to this fabric, and she's got this ugly ass duvet that she has fought for
Let me just remind you.
tooth and nail, and is then just holding this ugly duvet. It's like this side ugly, or this side also ugly.
The girls finally de-drag and they're now discussing, the time-old thing. Oh, do you know how to sew? Maxi Shield said it best on my season. I'm not a fucking idiot. This is Drag Race. I went and learned how to sew, okay? What are these girls' excuses? We're up to season 7,000 of Drag Race across the world. Learn to fucking sew. It doesn't have to be easy. Just like me.
A thing you can sew. A thing that you can sew that fits your body, because, bless, they've never given the gals a stitch of stretch fabric to work with. It's been leaves.
Yeah.
What did you have?
We had trash, just assorted trash.
So there's been trash, leaves, and now non-stretch
And had
bedding.
slight electronics last. Remember Mini Cooper with the TV?
How could we forget? She just lifted from like Video Village backstage. Just get like a pattern block. The other gals bring pattern blocks, maybe of a silhouette that you can make and sew.
If you are going to audition for Drag Race, just please go and hang out with a seamstress. Get a pattern that's made to fit your body in non-stretch.
Yep, take the pattern with you.
Yes, you can take the pattern with you. This is the first episode that I've ever seen that we got to see the patterns. I saw patterns when Isis was helping people.
Not just people lying down on fabric.
Because I remember when I prepared for Drag Race, it was a genuine question I had. I was like, am I allowed a pattern? Because I've actually never seen a pattern. So I packed mine, but I rolled it up super, super, super tight. And
they'd be tucked
and
right
I
in there.
hid it in a pocket in one of my other outfits.
I'd be pretending they're tampons. They're just screwed up in there somewhere.
And then I was like, if they take the pattern off me, I also packed a dress that I sewed together really lightly that I could rip apart. And then on camera be like, I'm just going to use this dress as inspo for blah, blah, blah.
Which you will get into trouble if you do that on Project Runway, but not on Drag Race.
No, I'm just sick of this fucking storyline. Speaking of storylines, they're going around the room and the girls are having to make conversations with each other. I'm not looking forward to if we have an acting challenge this season, because these girls are so bad at like pretending to, because
The sidler?
oh my God, trying to have little conversations in the workroom. Ivory is really trying to ham it up, but it is so transparent. It's so like.
And I mean, it is rough because I guess we've sort of heard that she doesn't do as much club work, and so maybe doesn't get to kiki with the gals backstage as much and kind of get a bit of that ebb and flow with them. So is just, you know, under the advice of production, being told this is how you talk to another drag queen, and has a go at it.
Yeah, what did she say? It's something like, you know, they're going back and forth about having
Because they've got the same fabric. But I've got this much style.
And Ashley goes, yeah.
When Rita sidled up to Bumper and it was like Russell and Carl from the movie Up, just this like innocent young boy and like a grey-haired older man just being like, excuse me, mister, what are you doing today?
Hello.
She's
walks
back.
RuPaul with special guest Raven.
Raven? From the American Drag Race?
How did she get
What
there?
is she doing here?
Amazing. I mean,
Golly.
maybe because the borders are open now, she could just pop over.
Isn't that exciting?
Okay, I would love to see Raven. I don't know why she's here for this challenge.
Proximity helped, I'd say.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm grateful they brought her in earlier this season because it means more of the girls get to meet her and talk to her. Because when she's doing Ru's makeup, she's not in drag and she also does not talk to you at all. She like just floats in and out or like walks around and goes.
Well, she's not getting paid to do that, is she?
Well, exactly.
It's not a bloody Raven meet and greet. Get a wristband for that.
Amongst all those chats at the table, Ivory's like, I don't really know how to sew.
Ashley does know how to sew because she's using the same fabric as Ivory, but Ivory has style and Ashley did not.
Well,
Shots fired.
by the end of this episode, tables have turned.
Yeah.
Slightly different.
A real lazy Susan situation.
And then we have this bizarre chat with like Bumper and
Ru just loves Bumper.
He is enamored by her.
Yeah.
And it's something that I didn't even notice her runway walk last week of her just kind of walking around and waving. I was so distracted by the dress not being rainbow at the time that I just didn't even take it in. But then when they replayed it, I was like, is that what she did?
Mincy magic. Just.
And then Bumper reveals she's got a tattoo of herself.
Which moves.
Oh, yes.
As I've noted, a lot of tattoos do if you also move.
Well, no, it's a special feature, all right? Just that one. No, just that one.
No, that's fair. No, that's
I can
you're
actually
right.
just imagine her sitting in the tattoo parlor and her going like, wow, it moves. Isn't it exciting? Wow.
What a day.
I didn't know it was animated. Exciting.
I'm Walt fucking Disney. Woo! So she's got a moving tattoo and a piece of Delft blue kind of fantasy fabric.
You never know what Ru is like looking for or is going to like latch onto.
She loves old school queens though, and queens with a bit of history and a bit of legacy as well. You know, maybe see some of her 90 years in them.
And also, she's probably like looking around the room at the childcare they have there, and she's like, well, at least there's another adult here. Sit me down, love.
Thank God. Yeah, something in common.
I know. I did enjoy this episode a lot more than the first one, but this is a bunch of children trying to be adults. It's like they're being forced into these roles that the producers are like, this is what drag queens are. This is what Drag Race is. So they're pushing them to make TV.
Yeah.
But they're not being authentic to themselves anymore.
Which is difficult, I think, when we see queens like Bumper and the Mighty Booch, who are just celebrated for being so authentic. It would be great to see the other queens be able to take some notes from that as well and relish in their authenticity.
Oh, could I get some more, please?
That's plenty. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Before you go, though.
Oh, you guys.
You could just, that's good.
Oh, good thing you took your Invisalign out, doll.
Something. You're really good at that.
Just over the tarty white pump.
Hey!
Oh, wow.
You can wear that as a collar now.
What does that symbolize now?
I don't really know. I don't know what the straights do it for. Like, what the fuck's that about?
It's a bit tizzy.
Oh,
Love an
no.
accessory.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
Fucking morons. Okay, we haven't really spoken about her yet, but she is...
Sorry. Get my shits and tits in early.
It is her moment, this episode. It's the Isis show.
It's her couture collection.
It is.
She made the mistake of saying, I've done lots of weddings. And if I, as a seamstress, was on that show, I'd be like, what's that? Pointing at a sewing machine.
Yeah, I don't know. Hot glue?
Give me the pointy, stick in the stringerling. Let's see what happens.
I felt bad for her because if we didn't have her in this episode, everything would have gone differently.
We wouldn't have a damn garment on that runway.
Absolutely not. It's really wonderful to see this kind of full circle moment, and they did touch on it. We get to see a flashback to Isis as a little kid. I do want to say, though, who gave her a physical copy of the image?
Aren't you allowed to bring photos in? Because
Well-
people have them like stuck up around the...
Fun fact. You actually
I
have
love
to
facts.
email them, and they have to get approved, and then that, like, if you're lucky, they'll print them out. But they didn't print out any of mine. Because they have to get the clearance for them to be shown on TV, especially if they have like loved ones in them. And so they couldn't get approval from Sophie Monk, my sister.
Yeah,
She wouldn't give it.
biological. I think I missed this drama with the Sophie Monk stuff.
No, everyone just says I'm like Sophie Monk, you know? So she's my biological sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
they say that.
Yeah. I get it all the time.
We must have different internets.
I know. And Morgan wouldn't give her clearance either, Morgan McMichaels, which was so rude. Bloody Nora. Anyway.
Speaking of lookalikes, I was out on the town.
Oh, you were?
I get out and about
you do.
sometimes, frequenting the 86, who are not sponsoring today's episode. But I was there out of drag, and one of the bartenders thought I was Isis.
Yeah. How do you want to unpack that, all right?
I mean, that's gorgeous. Look at the bone structure on her.
Yes.
Out of drag, I think I look like Dewey, the youngest child from Malcolm in the Middle.
Especially now that people know what Isis looks like out of drag. Like, people that knew her, like, from working with her for years knew what she looked like out of drag. But now it's broadcast across the world.
Yeah, you can really see
Yeah,
that.
you can see that you are definitely not alike. But did you get a free drink out of it or anything? Or
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Right,
no, we were good.
Yeah.
And do you know how I get told I look like in drag the most?
Sophie Monk.
Courtney Act. People look at this quantity of makeup and go, Courtney Act. Smooth, delicate, feminine Courtney Act.
Well, you know, in the right light. In the right light.
Is this it? No.
I think it's more of a compliment to Courtney than it, you know.
Aw.
It is. you
Oh,
know.
thanks.
She wishes she could be that beautiful.
Thank you. I derailed this to talk about me, but I'm not mad at
No,
it.
that's
We can
alright.
talk about the episode though if you
That's
want.
all right. Isis, okay. She's worked as a couturier. She's made lots of dresses. She's actually really relaxed.
She is. She's breezing on through. She's helping people with their hems.
We didn't really get to see much of her in the first episode.
Well, she's not being very loud and gay, is she? Where are her pillars of existence?
That's true. Well, I did have to laugh at the interaction between her and Ivory when Ivory's deciding to like make a pattern on a mannequin
Oh.
that isn't anything like her body whatsoever.
Also bold to just go in and draft an entire like great technique, but not for like you need a gown the next day.
because it's literally like daycare at the moment.
What are you doing?
Yeah, literally. It's
What are you playing with at the moment? And just seeing someone about to put
Oh.
something in their mouth.
Oh, I maybe make that a little bit low because you know your waist is there and.
Bless her for doing it, because I would have been like, or not, fuck you.
Literally, I would have been the same. I'd be like, fuck off. Like, leave me alone. Wait till I'm done, and then I'll help you if I have time.
Yeah.
Luckily, Isis does help them. They come back the next morning. There's already a bit of drama at the table because Hollywood has changed her purple fur monstrosity to something new. The girls are saying that Isis basically sewed the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Well, no, I designed it. You know, I had the idea, but she did so.
It's giving me like year 12 school formal, and girls like, yeah, I designed my dress. I designed it myself. If you don't understand construction of a garment, design can be really tricky because you do need to get that onto this somehow.
It's not a design challenge. If it was a design challenge, you'd all just draw a picture.
Draw a picky and then just be
Yeah.
like, you like it?
Do you like it? It's quite nice, actually.
Here's my Pinterest.
Wouldn't it be great if the next design challenge is just like PowerPoint presentations on the main stage runway? All right, and for my next look, I'm going to be doing this. What do you think?
Yeah, just
open
how did that get in there? Anyway, the ninth wonder of the world.
Yes.
Direct from New York. It's Hollywood. She's got a dress.
Yes.
And Isis just did the hems.
Apparently. It's interesting how confident she is, though, in it, though, which is kind of cunty, like in a fun way. Her being like,
Yeah.
I'd have thought of the idea.
Sell the garment. I think they say that in RuPaul's Supermodel. They're like, sell the garment. Sell the garment.
Also, a big week this week for Ivana Drink because her husband,
Yes.
Anita infamously has gone home twice on design challenges.
And so Anita had said to her on her deathbed with her big, beautiful smile, don't go home on a design challenge.
So Ivana's stressed.
Stressed, pressed,
Not dressed. Well,
not steamed.
But there's a bit of foreshadowing. This conversation and her getting a little bit emotional about, don't want to go home on this one. It's almost as if some
Almost as if-
production may have
yeah.
happened.
Maybe some writers weren't on strike for this episode.
It's time to see Mother Dearest. Rupaul! She was great this
The
episode.
fringy garment, which, and I was trying to find a picky of it, but I couldn't, but maybe one of your 12 million staffers can find a pic.
Well, that's
of the, I feel like she wore a really similar one, which is a real favourite look of mine, a couple of seasons ago, and she did it with this like neon green, like tasseled necklace.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
And she looked like Mother of the Bride as well, so it was kind of themed.
No, she looked great. And then we had Miss Universe Australia.
Yes, Maria's in the house.
Yes, Maria Tatil, Miss Universe
Yes.
Australia, who looked glamorous as heck.
She said, I'm going on Drag Race, that I'm going to do drag.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't know if she's current rating or she's a former or whatever, but she was in Miss Universe presentation mode
Yes.
the entire time.
She's how I worry I sound, so don't say that in the
She was,
comments.
like,
Just
So robotic. I think it's time we do some shits and tits.
All right.
Okay.
Come on, girls.
All right. So my gut reaction to every single dress tonight was that I hated them, but I've had a little sit down and realised it's just because of the materials. So I'm just...
Doing the best with what they had.
Yes. First up, we have Ivana Drink.
Yes, Ivana had the rhinestoned wig that was giving Mother of the Bride.
Yeah.
It was giving Devil Wears Prada. It was giving the gals fighting for that white hair. And I didn't think the gown was terrible. I think we had like a pretty clear kind of character. The cape shoulder piece, I think was nice. Could have used a steam.
I didn't even notice it until they zoomed in on it. Yes, the dress is a bit thin, but the cut was nice and she had a slit and it was like drama with her walking and moving.
And I think what was nice is that it did tie back into the idea of bedding. I thought was smart and
Yeah.
keeping it on theme and, embracing the materials a little bit.
For me, I'm giving it a tits.
Tits!
I liked it.
Yeah.
And they were complaining that her character seemed like she didn't want to be there or she wasn't present. But to me, she was giving full Mother of the Bride. Like the minute she walked out, I was like, oh, Mother of the Bride, great.
Definitely.
So, tits to me.
Could have been a bit more theatre, but yeah, not upset.
Next up, we had Rita Menu as a flower girl.
Rita Menu as the flower
minus
girl.
the flowers.
Yes. And as we were saying regarding like a bit of theatre, I think it would have just been like honestly a bit of styling and theatrics, like
Yeah.
putting your little like petty crinny on underneath that, little bouquet of flowers, and then hair that's a little less evil stepmom in a Disney
There was
movie
a
and
lot of like...
villain hair. And I
Yeah.
love villain hair.
Yeah.
But it could have just been a bit more playful and youthful.
A messy bun.
Shirley Temple curls. Like, lean in, deliver the character.
Some of the girls that skimmed past this week for me were ones that lent into the character. I think with the theming of this runway, they were kind of hinting that that's what you need to do. So a little skipping wasn't enough for me to make the outfit look any better. I'm going to say a shit.
It's a shit.
Next up, we have Ashley Madison.
Yes, the short organza. It's first time down the runway. Ashley, who can sew. I appreciate the cut and the shape. It was giving me a little bit Ariel when she's like washed up on the shore and she gets like, it's like a ship sail or something. And she ties it around herself like it's one shoulder with like a thing at the waist. And she's still like giving. but it is not the most complicated shape.
What was the wedding part of it?
Was she just like a demonic bride in red? Because I support that.
The only thing, and I know it's because she probably didn't have enough fabric because Ivory took the other half of it, but it was really sheer in some places, like especially around the boob and a bit around there, and I could see undergarments and things. So maybe if she'd had a bit more, it would have been a bit more,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of kept taking me out of the illusion.
Yes, no, a very good point.
I don't know, I'm on the fence for this one. But I
Yeah.
also hated the wig. Like, the wig was like art pop era Venus when she had a big, like, mane and some seashells.
I do feel quite like neutral on it. I think I'm not being swayed hugely either way.
I'll give,
Do we have? Is there?
I'll give a soft tit.
Is there like just like a navel? Because that's somewhere in between your shits and your
Underboob?
tits. Yeah.
Maybe a sweaty underboob.
Yeah.
Sweaty underboob. Okay.
Someone get on the graphic for the sweaty underboob.
We'll provide one. Next up down the runway, we have the same fabric but on a different person. It's Ivory Glaze.
It's the bride who actually is here to show up.
Pregnant bride.
Another gorgeous, rock solid, villainous wig. Again, love. There were definitely fit issues. I appreciate that she was trying a different pattern.
What I was appreciating was her selling it like this. Clutching her pearls. No, she was trying to stop her tits from going, whee!
Oh,
Yeah.
party tits.
But look, if that's the first thing she made, good for her.
Good for her. But the outfit did give me the shit.
Yeah, for me, it's an overall shit. Also, it wasn't long enough. Why
Yeah.
can't you see her shoes?
I mean, you can always lean into a T-length.
What's that?
T-length is when it sort of finishes below the knee, kind of like mid-shin.
Oh, yeah, a bit Dior. Is
Yeah,
that Dior?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have loads and loads of volume, and it's a very intentional, giving some ankle, giving a beautiful pump.
Yeah.
T-length.
Oh, T-length. All the more you know. Good having qualified people here. We have RuPaul's favourite. It is Bumper Love.
Giving the Delft blue one shoulder. The fabric wasn't stretched, so she threw it on the bias and draped it across the body.
But she made a handbag and a hair accessory.
She did.
So, I mean, I hate the outfit. I think it's fugly as hell, and it's like a rectangle that she cut one hole in and stuck her head through. But they loved it. So then I was like,
Yeah.
am I being critical? Like, maybe it is good.
It's like when J.M. Barrie was, we were all there showing Peter Pan
yeah.
and brought lots of orphans into the audience to laugh and enjoy the things that were funny and joyful. And it made the rest of the audience enjoy it and laugh at it.
Yeah.
So maybe we're just enjoying
Yeah,
it because the judges
Yeah.
enjoyed it so much.
Laughing orphan judges aside, when I remove them from my brain, I think,
Yeah.
what did I really think when it first came out? I hate it.
It did give me the shits.
Yeah,
But the cell...
I know.
the little accessories going like
The moving tattoo.
ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shit. I'm sorry. But I'm glad that RuPaul liked it because that's the only opinion
We
that
had
matters.
a great time watching it.
Yes.
Like enjoyment factor.
Yeah.
Tits.
Yep.
Yeah.
But garment, shit.
Yeah.
Next up down the runway, we have Floor in her two-piece presentation extravaganza.
You wanted rectangles, we got rectangles for you right here. You want a rectangle and some double-sided tape, call my go floor.
She comes out as the ring bearer. She's got two rings. Wham! Then she's got a clutch. And then she's got a wine glass. And then she's just, I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but I was fascinated.
She's a good party guest.
Yes.
She'd be fun at the
Yeah.
wedding. I enjoy all of that. The bag looked really cute.
Yeah. I like the bag better than the outfit because
I
the
do
outfit
too.
was awful. It was a tube top and a tube skirt.
The bag, I would tits, and the outfit, I would shits.
Yeah, it's a shit to me with Floor.
Yeah, the cell, the bag, tits.
Mm-hmm.
The two tubes, shits.
Next up, we have the walking apron herself.
Hollywood star. Well, when it was said that Isis sort of only helped with the hems, it's just that the garment, from what I can see, kind of just hems. It is very like rectangular with some hems.
Yes.
But it was just quite a simple sort of shape.
But she designed it.
She did design it. She designed it.
She did design it.
She
So.
designed it. She cinched it.
But
she
look,
did model it.
We were saying, whereas everyone kind of had to lean into characters, she just said, I'm not going to a wedding. Fuck this, whatever. I'm just going to go for a walk.
She gave the theatre.
At the beginning, yes.
She threw the things.
But the rest was just a runway. Like,
Very cunty flower
yeah.
girl.
I'm going to give her a tit, but I'm giving the tit point to Isis. That's for me.
Isis was the one who sort of was like, this purple fur is kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
Heed my warning, child. Yeah, agreed. It does sort of go to Isis, but she modeled the crap out of that thing.
Yeah.
And to take 2 rectangles and give it the Naomi Campbell treatment. Tits.
Isis tit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gabriella Labucci!
This summer, the caterer.
I love that they like did introduce the characters for most of them. And, you know, the caterer!
Again, like there was no theatre that said catering.
No, and look,
Could you not have gone to like the craft table and got like...
it was a corset that she specifically pointed out that she'd like cut panels in to cover the corset.
Yes. No, you could see like the, you know, it was a corset with...
Done some fringing. She had a little skirt that maybe she was inspired by Ivory Glaze's rainbow outfit the week before with the cutouts and straps. If she was a caterer, where was like a bow tie, you know, or where was the tray?
True, yeah.
If you're going to say that's what you're doing,
Lean into the theatre.
and all the and she would have been able to do that.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, you know, going for like a smoko or something.
serving ham hock soup, something like that, you know.
Yeah. Look, respectfully shits. And I think she knows it was too. And I've said enough times how much I appreciate the good work of our Lord and Saviour the Booch. So
But if I flash back to last season, Spanky Jackson, that's an example of what real shits is. I'm making excuses. It's a shit. Okay.
to counter,
Gabrielle.
may I offer Spanky Jackson? No, you may not.
But I think, you know, if you put those two together, Gabs was like, you know, runway ready.
Oh, she was the Labucci couturier.
All right, it's a shit. Fine. Okay.
You don't have to agree with me.
No, it's all right. I've got bias after the friendship bracelet. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing, and I got bribed. I got bribed by Gabriella Bucky.
You
All
got
right.
fucking bribed.
And finally, down the runway, we have Mother Hen,
Couturier to the stars and fellow Drag Race contestants.
Isis Avis Loren. It's definitely not what I expected to see walking down the runway when they like really hammed up the whole thing about, you know, what she does and blah, blah, blah. It was completely different to what I imagined. The fabrics weren't reading. I mean, they're shit fabrics, but they weren't reading on camera. Like the lighting washed them out. Because at first it just looked like some like white with a pink sash. But there was others.
For sure. There were a couple of different textures in there. I think there was maybe like a light blue print or something. Fabrics, heinous.
Yes.
But the cut was very flawless.
Yes.
And even like using your bit of satin, the placement of that through there. There were a couple of moments where we saw it kind of like catch the wind and flow. And that was just beautiful. The silhouette was great. And I have told this to Isis's face, and it's a point that I'd like to make. Her tit placement is fantastic. She's got this long torso and she just wears them in like a fashion tit kind of area, not kind of just like, I've brought a bra and I'm going to just like shove it in my armpits and whack some socks in it. It's like her tits are always just kind of like placed like a bit lower in a way that like they have like a bit of like gravity to them, and it just makes a beautiful shape. I don't know. Stalk her long ass torso and fashion titties.
Tell me about it. Lovely fashion tit.
As I hoist my gals back up into.
She definitely tried something with her makeup this week. It was a bit like Corpse Bride instead of like Glamorous Bride. It was ooh. I'm grateful that she tried something new.
Definitely.
I don't think it paid off, but it didn't hinder the outfit at all. So
no, it was gorgeous. She used bits of the chandelier lamps as the straps there.
She was the only one that was really like the bride. So it was almost like this weird wedding that we just watched with everyone arriving to the party. And then out comes Isis.
But
finally.
also,
We're like,
a traditional runway show, bridal is the last gown or piece that walks the runway. So
we find out Gabriella,
the Booch,
Ashley Madison, and Floor are safe. Anyway, They're just as perplexed as we are.
Yeah.
I would have chucked Ivana in there to be safe. Ivana's high to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really liked it. But whatever. That's what happened. Very interesting that Ivana is in the bottom. The same type of challenge that she didn't want to be in the bottom for because of her husband.
Oh my days. It's
Ooh,
like you
could
should
that be
keep your
something for a
cards really close to your
production?
chest and not say anything.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's giving drama though.
Curious. Well, she doesn't like it. She's upset. It's actually a very good episode for Michelle Visage because she is throwing one-liners left, right, and centre.
Killing it.
Says that Rita looks like the barmaid from
Shrek. It's that villain hair.
And they cut to her like in a tug being like, so, that poor fucking bitch. She may have had like no airtime last week, but now it's too much for this poor girl.
No.
Oh God. Michelle's like, well, it's like Martha Stewart and her inmate friends. Well, Hollywood gets great praise, but then that praise instantly goes over to Isis anyway because she helped.
Yeah.
So it's looking good for Isis. And when they finally go back to the workroom for Untucked,
Isis walked in and was just like, I got this, but not even in like a cocky. It was just like, I've got this one in the bag.
It was so sweet. And it reminds me of like the promos when she's like, some people think I'm a bitch. I'm like, even in a moment where you're allowed to be the most cockiest cunt in the world, you're just like, oh, I think I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Would anyone like a biscuit?
Yeah.
Like,
they come back to the runway. We find out that Isis is the winner.
she wins the Shoe Me
Yes.
selection, the $2,000 voucher.
Hey, that...
She can shoe all of us.
I bloody love it when a drag race prize is actually something you're going to use. We find out that Ivana is safe. It's almost like she was never actually going to be in the bottom because of a production decision, I'm just saying. But anyway, and our bottom two, Ivory and Rita. Shrek barmaid versus pregnant bride.
Pregnant bride.
Shotgun wedding.
It's her big day.
Well, tensions are high.
Stress is high.
They're preparing for their lip sync.
The air is thinning.
And,
Yeah.
Ivory goes down.
She glazes over because people do push themselves quite hard on the show with regards to like you're standing up there for a long time in shoes and your
You're
toes
not eating,
are
you're
dying.
not drinking, you're not like...
If you're giving you cinched to high hell, the things are digging into your head. You've gone extra hard because you want to win money.
I think it's one of those moments where we have to like take ourselves out of the situation and realize that these are real people.
Yeah.
That are being forced through all these crazy circumstances. Because sure, for you it was last week that they were dancing on stage. That was like 2 days ago.
I imagine not sleeping the night before because you're trying to lock in that choreography into your human brain.
Like the next day, they're sewing their outfits, and then they usually let you stay there till like midnight, 1 a.m. to keep sewing so you can get them done in time. So that's another like a little sleep. And then you're back in the shitty situation. You're in the bottom. Tensions are high.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. Ivory's down. Producers and the team step in. There's a couple of familiar faces for me, which is slightly triggering. So we don't know what's going on. She disappears. We shouldn't have laughed, but the shots of Shrek barmaid just standing there on the stage by herself. Like, Gab's like, "You're right, Rita."
Oh,
Like, yeah.
It was Ricky Baker from Hunt for the Wilder People in like a pretty dress and a wig, just like.
Ivory's back. She's now laughing weirdly at things. She's not right. Like, she's being like, I'm fine.
No.
What? And Ruth's like, I've made my decision. She says, no, go home, have a sleep.
What a blessing.
She's like, yep, the lawyers have told us that we better get you to have some sleep. And come back and we'll do it again. And then we'll decide. Who's it going to be?
Right?
You know, maybe Ivory, after a full night's sleep,
Yes.
is going to be slipping and dipping and twipping.
Having a chat with our Lord and Saviour, Megan the Stallion, has pulled a business together.
Yes. And poor Shrek barmaid's probably still just going to be standing there.
Guys?
You there? Well, I'm ready for the
AC still on? Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know. We'll have to tune in next week.
Nothing. I got nothing finalised. Nothing is finite.
We've been edged by Rupaul. Also, I think she's very grateful for Ivory Glaze for handing that to her on a silver platter.
Yeah.
She saw her fainting and she went, hold on. You got that?
Yeah.
She fainted a bit slow. Could you actually just faint again for us, just so we can get it on camera? We didn't get all the angles.
For your Emmy consideration.
The main thing is we got to tune in next week and find out because I want to know who goes home.
I'll do it. I'll tune in.
And I don't know because we got to lose one next.
No, I will. I will
next-
tune in.
We're
No, I
gonna
think I
lose-
will.
Are we going to lose one next week or are we going to lose like 2?
Or
you know?
none.
Well, we'll have to find out.
It's Rupaul's world.
It is, and we're just living in
We're
it.
just commentating on it.
I'm going to have to tell you to leave though because Mum will be waking up.
That's fair.
So,
no, I
yeah,
get it.
Thank you so much. Though.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having. Do you want me to go out the back way? I'll
Jump over because the train tracks are there.
take my shoes off and do it quietly. Okay. Not more ASMR. Hang on. I've got my shoes. I'm just gonna move my earrings. Okay. These guys, thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us here this week for Kick-Ons. Be sure to tune in next week for more frivolity, campness, and to find out who the hell's going home. My name's Art Simone. You've been fabulous. See ya!